Hey.
No, it took me some time to get me to a place where you want me to be. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm ready to love. Took some time, you know, what you want me to be.
What do we do to deserve all of that? Goodness.
I was
You
just
should
trying
have
to get
sang the
Michael right there.
intro. You sang the intro for my talk show. Remember that?
Sure fucking did. Of course I remember that shit. You wrote it and we smashed it, Shauna and I.
Oh, smashed it. That's insane. I had a vision in my
What is
head.
it?
I was like, no, it's them.
How does that
He
one
was
go
in there
again?
like, what was it? What was it?
Forgot it.
She's here to shine a light, meet new peeps,
That's
touching
Shauna,
lives,
right?
create community.
I don't remember mine.
Pure passion set on fire, energy sends you higher. Dreams are reality. Just Jaimi. Yeah.
Just Jaimi. Yeah, that's what it
So
was.
good.
It has to have that whole just Jaimi.
It was
Boom.
so giving.
And then
Yes,
like your
it
face
was
pops
giving.
up.
Yes, it was giving all of that. All of that. It was amazing. Good times, good memories.
You wrote the
What's
shit
going
out of
on,
that.
people? Yes.
Oh, I forgot we were live.
I know. We're just having a good time. Because, I mean, you know, I have to admit, we'll get into this. First, let me say welcome to the after discussion of Ready to Love on OWN TV, produced by Will Packer. This is season 5, episode 10. Better late than never. And I assume they're talking about Tina.
Yeah.
They're probably going to title the show something else like Tunnel Vision.
Or Filling Space.
Or
could have put this in 2 episodes and wasted my time for an hour almost.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's slowing down. I'm not
Can we talk about how gorgeous you look? I'm so sick of your face.
Really? That's insane. I just woke up.
Oh my. Okay, you don't say that shit. Do you know how bad you make people like us feel when you're like that and you're like, you like Beyonce. I woke up like this. That's mean. That's bullying to just be so beautiful and wake up like that, you assholes.
Aww.
More wine.
Thanks, boo. I'm gonna drink to that too.
What are you drinking?
It is a Syrah, 60% Syrah, 40% Grenache. Nice little smooth. Oh, that bottle's gone.
No, you didn't drink this one. You drank the other one.
Correct. I drank the other Syrah. This is the Syrah Grenache. Yeah, that other bottle's gone. I've been doing really good.
I'm drinking one of my favorites. It's a mini bottle, so it's great. It's Faust, Napa Valley.
Oh, okay. Cute.
It's like a little personal size. It's a
personal size. I like that.
A personal size. You gotta let this one open. You gotta let it open though, or else you're not gonna enjoy it. Because it opens to be like this very full, delicious little explosion in your mouth. That little bottle's like $60 or $30. Like a regular bottle's like $70 or $60. So worth it. If you're a wino, it's a 2018, this one, which was a great year. It's just worth it. It's just, it's you know, it's like, why is there that song coming into my head that I don't know, but it's talking about worth it?
Who sings Worth It?
Yeah. Cause baby, you're worth it.
Oh, is that Pussycat Dolls?
No, I think it's same thing. The bootleg version of them, which was Fifth Harmony. Yeah.
So bootleg Fifth Harmony. Go you for remembering that. You know, we gotta say what's up to our people in the chat who joined.
They better be here. If they're not here, the only reason I came is because they were gonna be here.
The only reason we came. We're done with Ready to Love. We came here for y'all.
B's ass knows how to get to me. She's like, can't wait a day or two early, and I'm like,
I know.
I can't wait now.
It's accountability.
Fucking
yeah,
be like, be accountable for this shit.
Can't wait
trying to have a
Friday.
vacation in San Diego. I was naked at the beach all day and had to come here because B told me to. Like I had no choice. And Najee.
I'm ready for this review too.
What's up? What's up, Najee?
Yes. Gus was singing. He serenaded us.
I forgot I was on live. That's why I thought we were just doing this thing, right? I mean.
So
what's going on? Is that what it is? Look, here's the real tea. Okay, when I have self tapes at that are due like at 11 or 10 a.m. or an audition, an in-person audition that's like going to be at 10 or 11 a.m., I have to make sure that I'm awake 3 hours before to make sure like the swelling in my face goes down. No joke, real shit, not being a narcissist, just like actual, it's just what I've had to do because I've learned throughout 30 years of doing this. So the fact that you just woke up and came on like that is just really insulting.
I had to roll. Well, don't get me wrong. I had to watch the episode. So there's your 40 minutes.
Right.
Woo, but I was laying here watching the sunset and I was like, I rolled back over and I was like, Then I rolled back over and I was like, how much more sleep can I get before I actually have to watch this, write notes, and put this together? And I pushed it to the end.
And then that delicious man that I love so much that has found you and you guys are together was like, babe, you gotta go do this. And you were like, fine.
Oh gosh, it must have been when I was sleeping and dreaming.
I'm trying to manifest reality for you. Can you please participate?
Oh, sorry. Yes. My man. I appreciate you for always being in manifestation mode when it comes to me and my love life. My life.
I can't keep reminding you or else it's going to break the momentum. You just got to play along.
Okay, I'm going to play along. I'm playing along. I'm here.
Thank you.
We can do this.
We can do this.
B said, I know, right? Whenever I wake up, I look like a train wreck.
Yeah, most of us do, right? Well, we're not goddess aliens from some foreign planets of delicious, divine fabulousness like Jaime Alexander Love is.
I get it.
We all wake up like that.
My mama wakes up like that. She's such a beautiful
like 130
woman.
and she still looks 21.
She's so beautiful. She's just pretty and ready to go. Like, I don't get it.
Without trying.
But I better get it.
Right. Your whole family, though. Your whole family.
True,
okay,
right?
Sorry. We're on sidetracking right now.
Okay, I love it.
It's
One
quick
thing I want to do. I need to turn on my AC and I can do it from my phone. So please pause. I'm so sorry, but usually I have this going. You still there?
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I just really had to get that going. Okay. Come. Anyways, I need that to go. When it does, it'll go. So anyway, better late than never. Oh my God. Okay. So let's start at the beginning.
What was it?
First of all,
what was it? Was it better late than ever? Like, I don't know if that really is accurate.
No, they're usually so good at titling things, and the way that they gave Tina the title, because that's how I look at it. It didn't give. We need a new title. Y'all in the chat, what do you think the title of the show really should have been? I think it should have been Tunnel Vision. Because Clifton made the move. What is it?
The struggle bus is real.
Ooh. I picked Tunnel Vision. The struggle bus is real. What y'all think the title of the show really
No, she's going to come up with some like philosophy, like grandiose, like novel name, like poetic and everything. I know how he is.
Najee, yeah, he's gonna go in. Tunnel Vision also. I got a little vote on mine because this is kind of pivotal, right? This is the episode where Clifton finally stops talking about his strong connection with the Kia also.
Should have happened 5 episodes ago.
Correct. And is tuned in the way we have been wanting to see him tune in. So Tunnel Vision.
Yeah, Tunnel Vision.
Give us something epic, Najee, because we know you over there.
Najee, we know your literature is real and on point. So just give us something delicious.
So it was really funny because when I was looking at Sabrina, the last episode closed with Sabrina getting ready to cut Tori or Paul. So when it opened up, oh, here we go, the wind down. Okay. Fitting. Fitting.
Put the Y-N-E, wine down, because we're whining.
I know, that's what I was thinking too, right?
But,
okay, sorry, y'all. I just want to, I need to get my life together with this doggone AC. I don't know why.
The AC situation happening right here?
Well, because the remote wasn't working.
Copy.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but that is fine.
So get your life. We don't want you to to melt and disintegrate in front of us. Like, go ahead, get your life.
I don't want to disintegrate either.
We're not going anywhere. We're here. My phone only has 50% today, so I don't know how much time I have, but yes.
Yeah, I had to charge mine too, but I'm good. So let's see.
Oh, if I don't, because of these, I could charge, but it's too far away.
You
Yeah,
can
I
now
can't.
because you got your earbuds.
Yeah, but I can't right now because I don't have my. It's in the car. I have to go into the car to get the extension cord that would reach from the wall over there to get to the situation right here. But let's just
Don't
play
worry.
along
Thanks
as
for
it is.
explaining. Yeah. So I thought it was funny. Who here thinks that Sabrina is trying to get a job as somebody's game show host? Or she was like, and you were just this and that. And like she was in full on hosting mode. I was like, get your job, girl.
And no, she shouldn't get a job. That was horrible. When he was like, "Don't try to take my job from me," and she was like, "I can't promise anything," whatever she said. I was like, "Oh, she's gonna go off." Like, yes, maybe this is like her like superpower. Like she's gonna yes, we're gonna see what she's gonna be up to in the future. It was so bland and horrible. I was like, "You were taking nobody's job. You need to practice, get in class."
Oh my God. I saw she was giving. I wasn't mad at her. I was like, okay, girl, if that's not what you do, you put your little best effort. You put your best effort forward to give TV.
Yeah, I guess it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
work in progress.
Right.
Sure. I guess
Tori looked relieved to go. I felt bad for him. It was like time for him to go. Even when she was talking, he was like, okay. He's ready
Tori
to love.
has been ready to love and leave this like toxic environment for like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was when Sabrina was like being sarcastic. Favorite thing, not really. When she was like, "Well, now that Tori's gone, and I can just focus on Donovan." And you just said that he wasn't even in your like whole like atmosphere. You didn't care about him. Peace out, deuces. You don't exist to me. But now you can be free enough to explore with 2 other guys. Girl, what is going on?
She
triggers me. She triggers me. I've dealt with guys like her. She triggers me.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's very triggering.
You're beautiful. I'm sure you're a really, really great human being, but you're triggering me. So that's why I'm being dramatic and hurtful right now. So I just want just trigger.
It's so funny too, because there was 2 parts to her in this episode. Like there's a part of her that triggers me, but there's also a part of me that is finds it very interesting to watch men squirm over someone who treats men the way men treat women. And she's also just keeping it real, but she just acts like a dude. I'm doing what's good for me. I'm seeing what I need. I'm seeing that it's very me-centered, as it should be, to a capacity. You got to put yourself first when it comes to what you want and what you're doing. You have to be aware of that. But she's just very like, I don't know, it's different. It's like she's keeping it all the way real. You almost can't even be mad, but it's also like, girl, like you in there, you playing around. It's funny.
I can be mad. Yeah. Because to me, it's displaced. To me, it is put on to kind of validate the fact. To me, it's like, I'm going to be this way, and let me show you the way that I'm going to validate the way that I'm acting. By being this way. And to me, that's just a no regardless. You don't need to act that way to get your way, to be empowered, to be strong, to get what you want, to be who you are, to say what your needs are. Like it doesn't need to embody these things that you're doing to people. And we won't go there right now, but we'll get back to it and you'll remind me because I've had a couple drinks today. But like we get to that later when Donovan calls her out on her shit and she denies it. And I'm sorry, I believe Donovan. So we'll get back to that. But it's like an accumulation putting into like, what's happening on the show.
Yeah, okay. So Najee says...
yes, Najee, go off, Najee.
Tori isn't exactly innocent with how he carried himself on the show. We're defending him because we're turned off by Sabrina. Tori isn't ready. He's ready to date. So this is why I think... Yeah, this is why I think Tori's ready to love. Because I like me a good man who tunnel visions from the gate. I don't think at our ripe age of really saying that we're ready for love and doing this whole thing where it's like, act like we don't like each other, date around and make sure and do this and that. If you lock in for a good amount of time and focus your energy and see what you're really dealing with, you will get the answers and results that it yields, whether they're the ones you want or not. But if you're all over the place, I feel like you dissipate the energy, you confuse and start to mix energies, and too much starts to go on. So I feel like Tori's ready to love because he's a man capable of tunnel vision. He saw what he wanted, he liked it, he went for it, and it didn't work out. That's okay. That's me. What about you?
Well, to parlay off what you just said, we had this conversation 5 seconds before we started the show, right? like, you know, it's a very real thing. I understand that. I'm not, trust me, I get that it's a very real thing. This whole aspect of treat a man like you're not interested. Don't give him everything you want. He's a man. It's human nature, and his natural instincts and natural inclinations are to want to chase and want things that he's not capable of having. Blah, 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 blah. Great. I understand that. And that might be the case for many people. And I've seen that work for many people. I've seen it work very short term for many people. And I've seen it for a couple of people work long term, possibly, right? But with Tori, what I really appreciate is that he's not trying to fake the funk. He came in and said, boom, bing, bang, boom, you, boom, boom. Ooh. And he stuck by that. And yes, we're seeing Sabrina do the alternate, which is like, he didn't make me want him enough, or like I wanted to chase, whatever, the thing we talk about what guys basically are doing. We've already said Sabrina acts like a man sometimes in this dating conundrum. But I know personally for myself, I'm a grown-ass man. When I show up, that should be enough. When you show up, that should be enough. I'm not looking to chase. I'm not looking to seek, hunt, gather.
Not a hunter-gatherer.
Like, I'm not trying to be, you know, like, I'm not a fucking Neanderthal. I'm in 2022, and I've utilized the awareness that I'm able to reach and the consciousness I'm able to sink into and be in this space of evolution.
Yeah.
Intentionally, and not still operate from a prehistoric, scientific, old school set mind that was back in the day very probably necessary because it was part of their evolution. So anybody that is still hindering themselves by thinking that they're still a part of this caveman evolution just shows me that your consciousness isn't enough to even entertain me in the first place. So, great. Go be a caveman with somebody else. If you want to be an evolved human being and see that I'm here shining bright and ready, and you're like, perfect, because that's exactly what I want and I need. And here I am, and I'm shining bright and ready for you. And I'm like, perfect, that's exactly what I want and need. Great. We all operate differently. I don't know how I got onto that tangent. But point is Tori, I think, is in that space, to be quite honest, Najee. I think he's like, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm ready. And he's being played by these people.
Yes.
I do think he is ready. Just because he's being insecure or acting adolescence in your eyes, like you've said before, which I understand how that can be perceived that way. And it might still be immaturity, but the fact that he's owning his shit and he's choosing to be a man, not a boy in this process, that in itself is an inclination for me to believe in that he is ready for love, whether he's immature or not. I think he has the right intention moving forward. And it's a rarity. And it makes sense that you don't think it or don't believe in it because we don't see it often. And I look forward to more people being like that.
Me too. That tunnel vision is a turn on to me. I that's how I've always functioned. I don't understand, because I think the same thing. If I'm interested in you and I'm giving you any time or effort, it really means I'm in there. I'm in there to explore, to discuss, to communicate, to discover, to open up, to blossom with you, all of these things. Or else I'm not going to be there. I don't have time for that.
If you're not there, I just like we talked this episode, we talk about how, what's his name? The one we don't like, the D, not P.O., the other one that Sabrina likes.
Demetrius.
I'm Demetrius. Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little tipsy. Just like Demetrius was like, I'm not going to be present for somebody that isn't giving me everything.
I don't agree with Demetrius on that.
I do, full-heartedly, because here's the thing.
There's
but Sabrina, you're not giving me enough to actually give you all of me.
You're right.
I have been too many times I've been given all of myself to somebody and got nothing back. I respect the fact that he's saying, I will meet you where you meet me.
Mm-hmm.
But with Demetrius, we also know that could be a cover up for him and his ways that were kind of like, what are you really doing here?
Yeah.
It's a different situation, right? But I think the morality of it all, I really agree with. It's like, I meet you where you meet me. And it scares Sabrina. You can see it. She's like,
she was shaking in her boots the whole episode.
Shaking, like just true colors starting to show, disguise no longer there. It was really interesting to watch that. And I really enjoyed, like you said, the dynamic shifting between man and woman and man.
Yeah.
Like her being the man playing, her being the woman playing the men, and the men calling her out like the women usually do to the men. Did I do that right?
Yes. Yes. And it doesn't, and this is the thing. That ain't cute. No. Playing like you ain't interested and you're all over. They were like, ooh, no, thank you. Girl, that's not safe.
Because this is Ready to Love. This isn't The Ultimatum on Netflix, which I binged in one day, where you're 23 to 26 and you are just like, I am. And I'm laughing like, oh my God, you're fucking crazier than I was. Or like when I was, this is Ready to Love. We are in our 30s, in our 40s.
And 40s.
This isn't The Ultimatum, right?
Right. That's insane, So Najee says the premise of the show goes against its purpose. If someone connects, they should be eliminated. Dating others and then at the end to be in love with one person makes no sense to me. I can be wrong. No, we
talked about that. I think when you were asleep. That one time you came on, you were like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. I think that's when we talked about it.
I think that's when we talked about it.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like,
and then someone wrote a post about it recently that Jaimi sent me saying the same thing. And it's like, stop stealing our shit. I know we don't have that many viewers yet, but stop watching our shit and then talking about the same thing.
Without tagging us.
Tagging us. But yeah, we said the same exact thing. The premise doesn't work. Go ahead, Jaime. I've been talking enough.
No, it's true. Like, the premise doesn't work. You're right, Najee. It literally goes against this show to say Ready for Love, and you go on there and you feel like you found love, and they're like, no, like make sure you stay dabbling.
Make sure you don't find it, and make sure that you're really sure and you're really, really, really sure. Does anybody really want that?
We got 11 episodes. We need to.
No, we talked about this. Yes, what you do then is you support that relationship. We watch them grow, and then we continue to watch everybody else that's still trying to date, figure it out, not create this unrealistic, not actual existing drama. And then we come back to today's episode, which we can get back on track a little bit, and it's like Clifton and Dakia finally talking it out and being like da. But I can't imagine that the conversation hasn't already happened. But
I think it hadn't happened because I could see the genuine hurt in Dakia. And again, just like with movies and television, I can parallel that situation. Even if you have an inkling or you see something or you feel like as adults, we got to have that conversation. And I think too that if, for Clifton and Joy in this example, in this instance, I would say keep them on the show, because if this is about Ready to Love and Will Packer let's watch it. Will Packer sat down with Oprah and said that he wanted to show the different sides of Black professionals dating and how they do it and what it looks like and all these things. And I think that letting Joy and Clifton be where they're at and allowing that to evolve is beautiful. And here's why. Not only do we get to watch them court, but Tommy could give them advice. They have a friendship circle now that can get involved and like support them. This is real
watch them grow.
Dating.
We can see their family and friends meet them without inhibition and thinking like, yes, okay, let's really see how we're supporting this, as opposed to like questioning what's happening.
Who's gonna make it to the end and who's dating who, and I'm
so
still
how's that
interested
other connection
in this.
That you're dealing with.
They got to change that. That doesn't really, it's not working. And we're not the only ones that can see it, obviously.
Go off, Najee. I want to try to read this. I agree with
ahead.
Demetrius' point. However, he is disingenuous with his actions. He does not give nothing beyond surface, and it has to be pried out.
I'm with you on,
hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. 100%. And this is why I was saying I agree with, I have an understanding that It's hard to lean in and give 200 million% to somebody who you're not committed to and all this and that. That I get. But Najee, you nailed it. When it comes to Demetrius, no.
He's like P.O. He's the same thing
No.
as P.O. The same thing as P.O. Same shit. That's it. It's disingenuous. Disingenuous. I see that you're here for the paycheck, trying to get clout, trying to produce another song for somebody, trying to get that screen time. I don't believe anything you're doing to Takia, and it breaks my heart that Takia's falling for it, because she says in her thing with P.O., like, I've chosen bad men before. That you're doing it again. You're letting this man play the shit out of you. He don't care about you. We have not seen P.O. this whole time, and all of a sudden he's trying to show face. I'm sorry. Do any of y'all believe anything that he's saying or doing? Do you, like, my personal opinion is that it's disingenuous.
It's a lot of lip service. Yes. P.O. and Demetrius are doing that. P.O. because I believe.
I mean, Joy called Demetrius on a while ago. What do you really?
She did.
Do you actually have a really?
Do you actually have a connection with anybody here, or are you just here to start mess?
Or are you just here to be like,
Joy was very clear.
Ego blown up.
Because with Demetrius, he's not even. I'm actually glad Sabrina called him out the way she did, because she was right. She's like, I'm not seeing. What does she say? Sabrina said, hold on, I wrote it. Anyway, she was basically just saying, you're not showing me enough that it, is really giving me space to like lean in either. And I agree with her, because how does a relationship happen if two people are like, oh, are you going to come talk to me? Are you going to come talk to me? I don't give 100%. Yeah, but you're not giving anything. So I don't even know if I like you. How do I know if I like you?
How is he your first choice when he's not getting that to you?
I can't. And then, you're right with the whole P.O. thing. He's just gassing Takia. And it's not because it's not true.
Gas is expensive.
Gas is so
expensive.
And he was gassing her. He's gassing her. And she's eating it up because she's in a vulnerable place, because I feel like she wasn't chosen. And that can get to you. And I know it's hard for her because she's beautiful. I think we're around the same. I don't remember how old she was, but we're still anywhere between 37 and 42. And she, it's really hard. And I don't know about her, but I know for me, as he was talking to her, it's hard to constantly, I'm single as a dollar bill. And it's really hard to constantly hear how magical and amazing and beautiful and ready and special and deep and all of these things that you are. But it's like, okay, that sounds great, but where's my partner then? If I'm it's nice. And it's nice to hear, and it's necessary, especially when you feel like you weren't chosen again. Then you're up here looking at two people, Kiki, and you wish that was you. Like, more for the sake of finally getting to where you deserve to be, and you're still not there. So it's just, I hate to watch this for her, because I hate to watch it for me.
It's like watching that lion prey on the injured calf, right? The lion is preying on the injured one, doing exactly what it needs to do, say what it needs to say to take it and devour it for its own selfish needs, which is it needs to survive, right? But that's what it's like watching Theo do the shit to Kia.
I just hope she doesn't end up,
She won't.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I think she's emotionally intelligent, obviously, extremely.
Yeah.
So she's going to watch this back and be like, woohoo! Like, don't fall for that shit. But I'm not going to lie, actually. As much as I want to give her as much credit as I think she deserves and is deserving of, the fact that her discernment isn't picking up on this shit for P.O. is a little alarming.
But is it not picking up? Because I haven't heard her confessionals change to say, oh, she'll say something nice about P.O., but she's not saying like, I think this is the man for me. And I think that, I think she's just appreciating what he's saying for what he's saying. And again, I don't like putting myself in the same boat, because I'm not Dakia, but what I feel like I'm seeing is like, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, I wish I was hearing this from somebody I was actually interested in. Yeah, yeah. Oh
Okay.
God, I just wish this was a man I was interested in because this sounds really good and I deserve it and I believe it. But like, you're really sweet, and then you just play with that. I'm kind of thinking that's where she is.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a woman like Dakia being like, oh, maybe it's PO and getting closer and closer. I don't see that even in the condition she's in. I just see her still grieving, even though it's a little mini grief. It's still a moment.
Who's she grieving over
a connection.
still,
grieving a connection with Clifton.
No,
or the connection she believes she had, or the connection she wanted.
No, I don't do it. I won't support it. I won't.
Did you get a haircut? Your hair looks really good.
No, it's just really long.
Show off layers. I was like, yes.
My hairstyle.
Body layers.
Sherry at Foxtail Salon in Silver Lake is just so good that she this is like months old and she just cuts it that well.
Yeah,
it is mullety, but that's okay because I actually do want to do mullet for Nishana's wedding, so it's fine. Actually, I thought we'll talk about that later. I just want to go really kind of short hair and leave your hair like a mohawk going low. Oh, I saw it on Queer Eye. Bobby on Queer Eye had this haircut, and I was like, oh my God, I think that might look fun.
You should put 3 shaves in the side and give it a little.
I used to do that.
Vibe.
Remember?
Yeah.
If you actually watch my Tell Us Different music video, like V was talking about, I think I do have the shape.
I love that.
And that was like 2006, 7, like that was a long time ago.
I'd love to see that.
I loved it. But
okay, so you're not buying it with Dakia. What is she grieving? I believe she's grieving. It's a little grief.
No.
It doesn't have to make sense, but it still exists.
No, because you know why?
She was sad.
Every single time she's been very cognizant and aware of the connection that he has with Joy. The fact that you are witnessing such a deep connection and understanding that with somebody else, but you're still letting yourself believe in this fairy tale, that's on you.
But he was running his mouth too.
It's a show. She should know better. It's a show. She should know better.
I think it gets blurry, and I think it's challenging.
I'm sorry. If I'm gonna be like, they're good. When he says something to me, and I'm shooting a TV show, and I know what they're trying to accomplish, I'm gonna take it all with a grain of salt, and I'm not gonna fall for it.
Yeah, but see, I cannot. So as much as I hear you and agree that you're right, that take it with a grain of salt.
I'm just saying that's how I feel.
No, you're right in how you feel. I'm validating how you feel. However, that whole take it with a grain of salt, I'm going to be very honest. I have a really hard time doing that. That's why I feel like I can see that in Dakia. It's really hard to take things with a grain of salt when you are in a particular environment. You're in an environment about love. We have good chemistry. You're obviously calling and texting.
Okay.
You haven't cut it off with me. I'm attracted to you. I want to be with somebody. There's all of these factors that are adding up. And so now there's emotions in the mix, regardless of how cut and clear we want to be. There's more in the pot. And I just really am with her when I believe that a conversation sooner would have helped things, because there's something about the way Clifton was functioning that still had there was still a linger in there somewhere, even though it doesn't make the most sense. Because she says she has a hard time being, not even a hard time being vulnerable, but it takes her time and that she's guarded. And I believe that you should be guarded. Like, it takes time to let down these walls, blah, blah, blah. And if she let herself be vulnerable and gave Clifton some trust, she's in a space right now. It is what it is. It ain't got to be, it ain't got to be 1 + 1 = 2. I just felt her. And I just was like, damn. It's going to take her, it's not like, oh, she's grieving the loss of a breakup. But it's just like, again.
Well, I will say that I understand what you're saying in the sense of, like, when you see all that potential there and you don't get to have it, I would grieve that as well. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I hear you on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, so I feel for her. Najee says, I can't see in any universe Carmen being attracted to Pio or wanting him romantically. We have eyes and a brain. I don't know what's going on. We're going to get back to that, Najee, because this one is on topic. And I'm picking through. Dakia's hurt was self-inflicted. However, at the same time, Clifton played her. That's what I'm saying. Nutshell. That was like a, what do you call those when you're in school and you have to give the little thesis? Not a thesis. What's the hypothesis? The one sentence.
But the thing is, and that's not, yeah, 100%. And that's that. I think that's the part why I'm being insensitive. I know I'm being insensitive. I get it. I think it's because it's like, come on, like you've seen what's happening. This is a TV show. He has to play you. This is the part of the narrative. And I get it. I understand. She's still more than she's. It's more than valid for her to still be hurt and affected. I understand all that, but
yeah,
that's a part of it. Is for her to get played. She should have. Being as smart and intelligent, as incredible as she is, I just thought that she would know her place more. And I thought that she was just playing the game, but I think she actually genuinely did get hurt.
yeah. The brain and heart don't always connect. You can be brainy and be like, oh, I'm this, I have a studio, I've overcome this, I bought this, I got this, but the heart is just different. And then when they don't connect, and then when you're in the space and you're open and you're thinking, let me be open to this experience, let me lean in, let me do something different, and you get to say, it's just, I just feel for her. I just don't like it. I know she'll get over it. Like, it's not one of those like, but I know that this is something. That's why I got my wine out. I was like, I'm gonna need wine for this one because they're not doing my girl tequila right today.
Well, don't act like I didn't influence you when I was going to the beach and I got my wine too, and you were like, I'm jealous someone your wine too. But
I didn't know you had wine at the beach, did I?
I told you, yeah.
I feel like our brains are connected anyway, and so I was like, Gus is drinking, so I'm gonna have something. Whatever he does, I do.
What did you say though? I need to talk. I had something to say about it.
So Dakia, I'm sending her love. I could just see oh, I was like, I need a drink on this one. I just feel for her. Like, I just feel like she was open and leaned into the process. And when you open up certain spaces, and this isn't about me, but I feel like I went through something similar. I was open. That is completely different for a person who functions guarded. So when I see her talk about how challenging it is to be not even challenging to be vulnerable, but you try to make these decisions, and when you get it wrong, and then you feel the pain, it's extra. It does have less to do with you, and that's why I agree with Najee saying Dakia's hurt was self-inflicted. I think this is something that she's going to learn from, and this being something that's self-inflicted, sometimes this is what we need in order to self-correct.
That's it. You just got it. Thank you for reminding me with your pure brilliance. I think this is so good for her because included with so many things that she wants. When you experience that person that is so checking off so many things that you have been looking for, yes, we're going to caught up in our feelings and be like, fuck, but I wanted that, But if you can just kind of like live in that for a second, absorb, be human, and be like, that sucked, and then be like, but the good thing of it is I know this exists. I know somebody can check off this many boxes. Let's be a little more clear in them checking out those boxes because it's for me, right? Let's be excited because actually he did this and that's not really what I want. Let's hope he had this. In short, one step closer. And PO's not the closer. Come on. And I wish I had some wine here so I could, PO for her.
Oh God, no, Jesus. But that's what I really admire about you, Gus, and you're kind of like my dad. My dad is like that. He's just like, and it's just a step closer, and he's very logical, and it helps
easier. It's just easier.
It's easier. It's the truth. Really it's alignment. I believe we were designed to function the way you're saying. We weren't designed to be so attached.
Well, to be fair, I was not designed this way. My mother is the exact opposite. So,
but that was a roadblock for you. That was an obstacle for you to overcome to get back to your true nature. Mm-hmm. I believe the way you speak is our true nature.
Right.
But we get all of these things that impede our direct access to divinity, because what you're speaking of is a very divine way of thinking. But there's all this other stuff that gets piled on as we live. And that's why I try to dance between the two, because I get caught up in it sometimes and I feel it. But I really want to be that person because I'm very emotional. I get tired. This is why I say it's a grieving process for her, because as right as you are about, yes, you're one step closer to the, don't nobody want to hear about being one step closer at this juncture in the game.
I do.
Where's my
I
man?
I do.
He need to
I
be.
do, because I know me
Here we
being more
go.
concerned
It's
with
just,
like,
it
where's my
doesn't.
man is going to keep him further away. I know
No,
that
which I
hasn't worked for me
understand.
several times. I'd
It gets
rather
old.
be, boom, it does get old. And you know why it's getting old is because that's been the mindset repeatedly. That is old. That's where the frustration is coming from, because you're relying on that negative perspective.
Yeah.
To rely on that still. You're not going to get what's right for you and what's good because you're not open to it.
Agreed.
And I just want to say really quick that I'm honored to be anything like your father, because he's a fucking incredible man. So whenever you say that to me, and I've known you for most of our lives, every time, I never ever take that for granted, because your dad is incredible. So I thank you for always comparing me to him, because he's an incredible dad, and I dream of being a father like him, you know?
Yeah. No, thank you for saying that, acknowledging it. And I think, God blessed me with my dad in different flavors, because he knows that's what I need. Like, you're going to have a homie dad, you're going to have a dad, you gonna have, like, because it's just, I even talked to him about this. It's not always as easy for me, but my heart and my mind want to be there. So it is a great reminder, I think, for me, women like Dakia, and whatever other human is kind of stuck in the humanness, all of these barriers and blockages that have been piled on over time and time in the habits of the old way we think and sometimes have trouble breaking out of. I think it's important to be surrounded around people, or at least digest literature and things like that kind of help you see things for what they really are. Because you're absolutely right. This was good for Dakia, just like my last situation was good for me. Your last situation was good for you to be like, oh, okay,
it was great.
My bad. I need
Tyler
to.
was so many things that I want, and I said his name. I sure did. Tyler was.
I know.
So
I was like,
that I wanted. Well, because I'm not fearful anymore. I'm very, very like.
Yeah.
I'm really cool with that, and now I'm able to be like, he's so many things that I want, but he's not everything that I deserve.
And it's that simple, and I can
and
mirror
now
that.
I understand that, and
yes.
that's what I understand.
Yes.
Look, not to be all frou-frou and groovy and goody, but like, people just, it's really, really easy to get trapped into this lower leveled frequency mind processing of situations, which goes to like negativity and hurt and remorse and jealousy. And just coming
that
from
jealousy, boy.
I know personally through my own experiences that never served me. It never served me. It never really allowed me to grow. So if you're feeling like you're in that space, not to be like life coachy, just try to find positives in things. And I'm not telling you to ignore what's going on and not face reality. Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere for a second. I gotta go to it. I ran into an old friend the other day, and when I tell you this motherfucker, and I was like, it was like, we were fucking at one point, right? So like, that was like, when you fuck somebody, you're like, oh, could we be more? And but like, and then when we were, I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna be more. And I was like, oh yeah, it's not gonna be more. Well, I just saw him again, and I was like, this ain't gonna ever be more. Yes, duh. Because his perspective, let me just say a couple things right now, because I know he ain't watching this, he ain't gonna care, I ain't gonna say his name. But he was like, well, because I know when I'm 45, I'm gonna be unhealthy, my body's gonna be shutting down, and I'm not gonna want to do, like, the existence that he spoke of being was so negative. It was so, he blocked himself, and he thoroughly, full-hearted believed in it. And he said, because it's a reality. This is reality. This is just, I'm just speaking with the reality. I can't get you through to somebody like that, so I didn't try. I did say a couple things, but I was like, there's no going to. But that reality is absolutely going to keep existing for you. There's no doubt about that. And whether or not, in reality, your body breaks down a little bit and you're less in shape and you have less energy and all those things by the time you're 45.
45 is so young.
If you play into that narrative, you're going to write your book accordingly.
And I'm not trying to be nobody's caretaker at
And
45.
And I'm not trying to create a false narrative or to be delusional or not in tune with reality for saying that I'm 60 and things are going to be a certain way. I'm going to accept the way they are when they come and they happen. But until that does, I'm going to consistently be in a positive frame of mind and expect and believe in the best. Because I've seen that change people's lives. And I've seen time and time and time again, people like him with that perspective create that exact reality for themselves.
Well, that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
we want to talk about all these positive things and, you know, thoughts are things and we see them as memes and affirmations and all these things, but it's like, yeah, but no, like for real though, like this is what it is. So you have the opportunity to make a choice. And that's why I speak of these barriers that come in the way we're brought up. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that too.
Our barriers and yeah.
Well, everyone on the show right now has barriers. I would say except for Carmen.
I really love Carmen.
I fucking love Carmen.
She is she an Aries? She is so free.
Can somebody look it up for us that's watching? One of you, please? Can you find
out speaking of what we're talking about, looking things up, let's just have some fun. Gus has a typical white man haircut, just like I have the typical black man's haircut. You got a little low fade and a little something. What you got, Najee?
Najee, what you got? Show us a picture. Send us a picture.
I love it.
I sure do. This is definitely simpleton white man hair.
I love it though, because you were like, and I was like, oh, look at all that Zach Morris. Look at all that Zach Morris shaking over there. Saved by the Bell, because I know y'all young in here.
They don't know what the fuck that is.
I know y'all young. Y'all young. Breaking news. J-Lo and Ben Affleck are engaged again.
Shocker. Good for them.
I mean, just as a side note,
more beautiful than two narcissists being together. It's amazing.
J-Lo is something else. You know what?
And you know that Ben is like, and that's all J-Lo fucks with is.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, they get him. How many times look, J-Lo, I love you. We're going to work together on my film called Man Band that you and I are going to do together.
Yes, absolutely.
Love you. You're great. They call me May-Lo, right? But I don't know how many times I'm going to have to watch you get married, girl. Do you really get off on this? I mean, I am judging you. Go off. If that's what you like to do is get married because you want that party and that you want all of that, like you want all of that, go get it. But like, I personally couldn't do that shit. It's a lot.
You know, I halfway live vicariously through J-Lo just because I don't know what kind of energy it is she's carrying.
Triple Leo.
It looks like
Moon, Sun, and Rising Leo. Triple Leo.
All Leo.
Moon, Sun, and Rising Leo.
Ooh.
Yep. So it makes sense that she would do this many marriages, and that's her.
Wow.
I get it. Oh shit, 20% my battery, but yeah, 100%.
Deep.
Yeah.
Because I can never do that. But I'm also like, she's getting everything. Like she has everything. You have the movie career, singing career, the youth, the beauty, the kids, the marriage, the other marriage, the athletes, the actors, the tours, the money. What don't J-Lo have? If she falls in love, she gets married. She falls in love. Diddy, shooting, niggas. Like, she's just all over the place, doing everything, and it's working. To me, it's working for her.
She's a master game player.
She's a master
at playing this game of life. She's
a master. She's mastered it.
That's it.
I don't have the chops.
Plain and simple. J-Lo, I love you, but we all know you're not the best singer. You're not the best actress. You're gorgeous, but you're not the best at everything in your craft.
And she didn't have to be. She doesn't have to be.
You're good at everything, but you don't need to be the best. You're a master at the game. You're a master at the game, and that's all that matters.
What better way to live the human experience, to be honest?
100%. I am not mad at J-Lo. I give her props towards deserved. She's mastered it. She's mastered this thing called life. Yeah. And it's more incentive and inspiration to be like, stop thinking you have to be perfect and the best. Just believe
What does that even mean?
That's all she did.
Do you? Yeah.
She believes in herself without a doubt in everything that she does. She doesn't listen to anybody else. She doesn't listen to her inner saboteur. She listens to nothing else but her own positive voice. And she has mastered this game called life.
It's really simple.
I just like that she picks the same kind of men that I would pick. Like,
I mean, I think that might be my problem too. I done navigated some,
Oh my God, Disney's never gonna hire me. That's okay. We'll delete this.
Okay, but side note, I really think that what's that other girl that Ben Affleck dated? That's cute with the dimples. What's
Jennifer
wrong with
Garner?
her? Yeah, I like her. Oh my God, I need my refill. Can you guys? I'm here to chat, but I'm headed to the kitchen for a refill.
Go get it.
Y'all done been with me long enough to. This ain't no. We gonna do a house tour.
Yeah, go off. Yeah, I don't like Jennifer Garner, and I'll tell you why when we're on.
She's so cute, but why don't you like her?
No, she's not.
Oh, she's a demon.
You know what she is.
Damn. Well, her dimples are nice. See,
she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Yeah. But she's that, and I could see how Ben would get exhausted from that. Because when you're that extreme, it's like, I am right. Listen to me. I know it's right.
Oh, God. No.
Oh, that's cute. Ooh.
BD. Who that is, my
BD energy.
My baby. Oh, gosh. Don't judge me. My mom says, stop doing things with your teeth.
When did you ever listen to her?
It's really,
I feel so Caucasian, Najee. I feel so Caucasian, Najee. Okay,
Najee,
so
you made my Spanish friend feel Caucasian.
It's okay, I'm half Caucasian. So, what have we not talked about? We talked about that. There was I didn't get to take notes, you guys, because I was driving today. But
it's okay. I have my notes.
I wish I would have had like specific things that I wanted to say so bad because I was triggered by them so many times. But
so
go ahead.
Here's some things.
Carmen, I love her.
Television need a good balance. Sabrina, we talked about Sabrina some.
Homegirl coming like with 2 seconds left in the thing. Why was everybody so triggered? Like, what's the problem? Why can't people?
I don't know. Why was everybody angry? Joy was like mad.
So mad. Why you? First of all, Joy, we love you.
We love Joy, but why was she mad?
Why are you so mad? You got a man you're taking care of. Why you mad at somebody else that's not having the same experience as you, who has a kid, has a full-time job, and has felt like this has been toxic for her, and she's doing what's best for her mental health? That's like people getting mad at Naomi Osaka and thinking like it's not okay for her to be as ill mentally as she is because she's the best tennis player in the world. No, stop. Let people let them be. Joy, you're so lucky. You're so lucky to have found Clipson on this. Imagine what it'd be like not to and be forced to go through the experience and have to deal with people and have somebody like P.O. be one of your connections. Oh my God. That sounds
with a child at home and a business to run.
As a single mother.
After being effed over by an F-boy.
Not a grown adult, not a teenager, a child.
A baby.
Where is her babies grace? Too? Nobody gave her grace, and that pissed me off.
Well, Carmen tried, but she still kind of was like, girl, why didn't you do it? And I just would have liked to see the love. I would have, the sisterhood and the love, because Tina didn't deserve it. She didn't do anything to anybody. She did nothing
wrong. She didn't hurt or touch anybody.
No.
She's not infringing on anybody's connections or like altering anything like that. Fucking Demetrius, what's his name? Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got really nothing. P.O. If I hear P.O. talk about her one more time, like something is actually real, and just hearing in his voice the fact that he's disappointed that his dick didn't get what his lusty mind wanted, I can't stand that shit. I get too. He was even only here just to be at that house in hopes that she was there so he can get what he wanted finally. And it didn't happen, and so he had to go to a resort to figuring out how to stand it. I can't stand it. I can't.
I'm happy for Tina because she's being real. And this is a national reality TV show. This is not.
I'm here for her.
A basic situation to be in. She's navigating the best she can. She didn't offend anybody. I feel like she's really genuinely showing up. And I loved how at the end she was kind of just like, maybe I'm not ready to love with the baby, that this and that. But I also really deeply believe in the right person coming in, and the right person was not, and ain't there for her. So,
100%.
I mean,
100%. Najee's right.
They're mad because she's wasting everyone's time and energy. It's disrespectful for her to come in and out of the program because she can't send a text. Now, I do believe in professionalism, so I understand that.
But you also know what it's like to be on set. You know what it's like to be at producer's discretion and the influence of what you have to actually act accordingly for. And if she doesn't want to do that, that's the only way she can get out of it, is by pretending she's not there. we don't know how mentally damaging it is to her mental health.
Yeah.
But producers and stuff, they don't care, because actually more you blow up and the more fucked up you get, the better TV they have.
Their ratings.
That's just a reality, okay?
I've been in that situation.
So
I was on a reality TV dating show. And it was very uncomfortable to sit there while they tried to force situations to happen. And I'm not saying this is what happened with Ready to Love, but I was too young to kind of understand what was happening, or really, it was just uncomfortable. And I wouldn't have known to back out or say anything because I was just so young.
Because they won't let you, because you're under contract and you have to fulfill those obligations.
Yes, you do.
And you have to be a part of everything. And that's the whole thing, Najee, as much as I would love to agree with you, because we like people to be held accountable for what they're choosing to sign up for. We don't know what it's like to go through that, Najee.
It's actually kind of a lot.
It's a lot.
And it's extremely exhausting.
Like, especially you and I, Najee, we don't know what that's like to be a single mother, having a business. I was raised by a single mother, and my mind still can't even fully comprehend or wrap my head around how she brought me up and gave me everything she did and still survived working 3 to 4 jobs just so we could live in an apartment complex in a nice area. Okay. So we can't go to that space just because we're mad at the way she's handling herself on a TV show. We have to be really aware of what she's doing. And she could be doing some shitty things on the side, and what we're saying could have nothing to do with it. But it's important for us to recognize that we can't just judge somebody off of what we're thinking. You know what I mean?
There's more to it. Because the reality dating show that I did, it was absolutely exhausting. Like, what we're seeing is clips and things, but do you know how long those confessionals take? I don't even have kids, and I would sit there like, it'd be the middle of the night. Like, are we done? Y'all keep asking me. I keep talking. I keep doing, like, your natural instincts is like, oh, like, okay, like, did I do my part? And then you got to wait. Then it's makeup. Then it's time. Like, the TV process, though, I remember doing the reality dating show. So I did meet my folks on NBC back in the day with NBC. And so it was a great experience, but the level of exhaustion, I just know there's so many more things going on in the background that we're not seeing. And that's what makes me give compassion to somebody like Tina. She probably tapped out. Y'all don't understand. It's exhausting. Just to sit there in confessionals is exhausting, because a lot of the times this is happening after everything's been shot, or even if it's another day, you're sitting there 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 hours. This isn't just like, oh, what we're seeing. It's like grueling almost.
Yeah. I shot a reality show this year. It's called The Playground. It's coming out probably at the end of the year. I don't know which platforms can go on there. I think they're taking bids right now, whatever. But it's to immerse yourself in that fucking drama and to be in that type of environment is.
I'm getting exhausted thinking about it.
I did it because I've known these people for a really long time, and I believe in their project, and it's amazing, and it's real life. So, but yeah, like it's exhausting.
It is beyond exhausting. Najee says, I understand how she feels pressured. However, from what we've seen, she has not done much to gain connections or know anyone. Not saying there was anyone worth it. She went silent on all texts and calls. I mean, now I agree. There is a contractual obligation to fulfill. And I do think it's fair when playing on a team, which is your castmates at the time, to at least be communicative, because it's just kind of like the right thing to do. Like, I think of a corporate setting. Like, if I'm not coming to work today, I had this old job, I'm gonna let AJ know. I'm gonna let this person know I got this, that, and that on my desk. This is my company.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be there. Just
can
something.
Because then they're gonna tell production, because the production is gonna ask them, and then they're gonna be, it's like, can you really do that though?
I mean, because if she said, we don't know all the details, but let's just go by what they said. But if she said she was having car trouble, she was on the way, and whenever that changed, I'm still really big on communication. She could have let Donovan know, or she could have because even for her to come into the house and be like, Donovan, can I talk to you? Like, sweetie, you don't know what happened the past couple of days. Like, I'm off you. Like, this is a little loopy for you to be trying to talk to me right now.
Yeah, that felt
because there was no communication.
Yeah, it just felt really forced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt forced.
Yeah, a lot of that felt really, really forced.
I don't believe any of that was real. Like, I mean, it was, you know, I'm
Her
sorry,
showing
I don't
up
mean to,
late.
I don't mean to like, I mean, I know it was real, but she had to show up for contractual obligations.
Like somebody knew
Like,
was happening. Yeah.
it's just like when we talked about this when we were on Sabrina's situation a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "We love that you call production out. We can't do that because they're under contract. I can, and I because I'm not under contract with any of them, and because I just know how this all works. I did it for a really long time, so I don't know. It just didn't seem really,
Yeah, they're throwing things in there because the season's getting boring.
Yeah,
Because they're
100%.
not.
We shouldn't be blaming the people for that then, is what I'm trying to say. Let's not go to that place. And I disagree with you, Najee. I think when she got on this show, she did what she was supposed to do.
And it
She
wasn't
went
that
on
there.
dates with everybody. She invested time into it. She tried, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
We can't be mad at her because of that. And none of these men are standing up for her.
No, they're not.
So
not
why
even
should
close.
we be mad at her? Why is this on her? She's and guess what? Also, she's fucking gorgeous. Leave her alone.
Demetrius reminds her of her ex. That's terrible. That's frightening. That's not going to work for her. I do think she could have had a little bit more communication with Donovan, but Donovan, he's. How do we feel about
really
Donovan?
Hard.
How do we feel about
Donovan is really great with Carmen. I think because he's so effeminate. He's like a borderline like
he's feminine.
Gay
You
to
said?
me. Yeah, he's very feminine to me. He's very like, if I were to just watch him and not know he was on a show dating women, I would just automatically be like, oh, this gay guy's so sweet, or like, oh, this gay guy's funny. Like I would just go straight to thinking, family, what's going on, family? Just innately, but I know that there are men who are heterosexual and are just innately effeminate,
who are raised by aunties and grandmas and just kind of have that energy.
And they are that way still. We all exist, so I'm not discrediting anybody's existence because they all do. Trust me, I get what it's like to be a minority in a situation like I am, but him and Carmen, I like. Let's go to their date. I like how they're talking. I like how they're booed up, because she's a very masculine woman in the sense of like she takes initiative. She moves like a man, like as a man boss. And not that women can't do that. And I shouldn't say that because I'm not trying to say that women aren't bosses. She just seems to have being more in tune with her masculine energy as a woman, and he seems to be more in tune with his feminine energy as a man. And that's why I think that their balance is really cute together. I actually really like when they're together. I'm like, this works. She pushes him to say things, and then he says it, and then he feels more comfortable.
And then she blushes.
Yeah, like, and then she's still like the girl. Like, I really enjoy watching them together when they're together. Really simple. I don't know if they're together or not, but I just think they complement each other really well.
I agree. I mean, well said. I don't even need to piggyback off that. Well said. I agree. Well said. I saw that too. It's good chemistry. They bounce off of each other well. They fill in each other's blanks in a particular way.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Carmen, for me, it's this that she does. She's like, I don't even know. Yeah, because we're all sacred masculine and divine feminine on the inside. And I just feel like she really has a handle on hers both. Because she'll give you this, like, and then she'll lean back and be like, oh my God, I'm blushing. And then just give you like, and then just be like, That 100%. Ebb and flow that she has is
delicious.
Priceless. I think that's what we all deserve to flow in, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, as a man, that's what I pride myself on being that way. I pride myself on being like very masculine, but still being in tune with my feminine energy and emotional complexities that women are usually more in touch with and in tune with. Like, I love that about myself.
Yeah.
It took me a really long time to actually say that and acknowledge that. I love it. I love being able to play through all of my existence. It's really enjoyable. I don't see many people doing the same thing, like for me, which has made it hard for me to find somebody.
Yeah.
a lot of men, gay men particularly, they tend to lean more on the effeminate side. I'm not calling anybody out, cancel me, I don't give a fuck. What am I going to be canceled for? But they just, point is we don't vibe. You know what I'm trying to say? Like there is no vibe, or they're overly emasculate to try to cover for.
I was just about to ask you. No, I was just about to ask you.
And then it's like, then there's no substance. Then I'm not able to feel you. And if I can't feel you, then we don't have anything besides great sex. And that's not enough for me. So yeah, that's my personal struggle when it comes to dating.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you about that. I was like, yeah, but how many people are putting on and are very inauthentic about how they show up? But ironically enough, I feel like I deal with the same thing. Because when I'm dating men, they think men look like this and have to do this and should say this. And you guys are performing for me. I get a lot of men who are not operating in their authentic energy because they're trying to be what I need them to be without asking me what I need. That's what I'm saying.
You need them to be, or is it what society has placed on their shoulders to create and be?
But that's what I'm saying. So how authentic is it? Right. We're not getting to know each other because you've been putting on this whole time. This whole time you're different type of
species, though. Other women are going to fall for that because they're going to be like, oh, society standard, sheep, right? The sheep out there are going to be like, oh, perfect, let's be together. And they'll be together for life. So someone like you is never going to fall for that. And so that's the best part for you. And as soon as they bring that to the table, you can be like, and next. The worst part, the part that can be frustrating, look at that little train of thought shift and perspective. The part that can be frustrating is that they can be far and few between. But that's okay.
Far and few between is an understatement.
Yes, but just
it's a rarity. Yeah.
You know, because it helps me with when I say this, it really helps me love myself more and realize my worth and my greatness. And I'm not a narcissist like Lisa Rinna or somebody like that. Like I mean it in the most genuine sense of I had in the past, I didn't love myself enough. I didn't accept who I was through society standards, through family standards, through people standards. When I've just leaned into who I am authentically, I'm like, God, I love this man. He's a really good man. He's not perfect by any means. He doesn't need to be. But I love him. I love him, and I think that's really.
No, but it goes back to those obstacles that I was talking about, how we get distorted views of things because the way we were raised, the way our parentals treated us, the way society says this and that. So this divinity that we're inspired to and intentionally regenerating in our life is so natural. That's natural. And it is one of those things that you and I have to go back to. I just have to understand I'm rare. The man that I'm going to be with is going to have to be as bold as I am and have been before he even meets me. I see a lot of guys, because I can tell a lot of guys try to be bold when they meet me, and I've had to explore what it is about me.
And they get terrified that you can see right through that.
It's too much. Yeah, because I'm being me, and it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's not comfortable according to society's standards, but it's strong and it's based. And it's like if you are fronting or anchored in things that if you're anchored in sand and not stone, you eventually it's going to come out. And
you're going to shift way too much for both of us.
It's going to what?
You're going to shift way too much for both of us. The sand, the way that it shifts, it's going to take you. It's just, no one's going to feel stable and sturdy.
One storm, we out. It's wet. The wind blew. You're over there now. I'm over here. It's just.
And I don't really get obsessed with the narrative of someone being perfect either, because that can be also.
But what is perfection? That can't even be defined.
It's like, oh, you're too picky, or you're too easy. And going back to what we were saying earlier, it's like.
You're not picky enough. People aren't picky enough. That's why we're seeing the dating scene look like it is now. Y'all are falling for narratives and things that have nothing to do with the core of who you really are. And you're not being picky enough. You haven't even been picky with yourself to understand what it is you need, you want, how you function, what works for you. You're not even picky with you. So, because I see guys do it all the time. I know men who are married to women and they're just married because they're supposed to be married. I know men who have married women. Oh, it's college. We've been together. So now I got to marry her. What are y'all falling for and living for? I have always been a woman who is living for myself because I've always known I've deserved that. Now, it hasn't always looked pretty, and I haven't always been clear on how to navigate that energy in a society that is so quick and easy to fall for anything and everything else. But it is what it is. And if you're not that type of person, which is rare, we're not. Because your facade is only going to hold up for so long. And that's...
And you know, I don't even want to be... I'm not saying that you're doing that. For some people, it's not a facade. It's authentic. For some people, that's
what do you
just the way
mean?
that they move.
I think it's a facade.
Not trying to... well, not every... See, I disagree only because I believe that I can't expect everybody to have the awareness that I have. People are operating from different places, from different ways into their life. So I've never worn somebody else's shoes, and I could never understand what taking one step in their shoes feels like when I haven't lived through their life. So I can't say it's a facade.
I can
all the time.
Sorry.
For certain people, I can. But and even in that, maybe it's not my job to say it's a facade. Not saying that you can't. I'm just saying for me, I'm coming to be like, not really my place and my purpose to even. What I need to do was make sure that I see it, and then I just bow out gracefully.
But that's what I'm talking about. So you got to be able to see it, and I'm going to say it. A lot of people are living under a facade, especially. Well, I don't even want to say especially men because it's women
Demetrius
too.
is like, it does feel like Sabrina, Demetrius.
Y'all ain't being real.
Donovan, they all feel. P.O. is living like the full fantasy illusion.
Not being real.
Sure.
Not being real.
Not at all.
It's a facade. And we can see it. Huh?
Got 5% on my phone.
Okay. Well, should we wrap up? Because so
let's go to the streets. Well, what did we do?
I don't have a streets. I don't have Twitter.
Okay, perfect. Because let's talk about the end. Like, so this whole end thing was really, really interesting. I really appreciated how Donovan called Sabrina out on her shit. Did you think that she was like, do you think she said that? Who do you think was not being honest?
Gosh, it's really hard to tell because I was low key, like, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Sabrina because the way she operates as a human, we could probably kick it and be cool. I'm not dating her, so I'm not judging her. This is not that. When I'm thinking about this, I'm proud of her for saying what she felt like she needed to say and putting her stake in the ground and being real about it. But I'm also proud of Donovan for being real and honest. Donovan. I'm really proud of them for being honest. And there's obviously something there that we can't see. But I'm glad they both spoke up. When she did say in the next episode that Donovan's acting like a bitter baby, the only reason...
That's the same thing a player man would say to somebody.
Right. Sabrina, baby, that woman is something else. Like, ma'am, she's definitely a Jada Pinkett Smith kind of woman. But see,
100%.
How many dudes be like, Jada? How many dudes for so long was like, Jada? Y'all like that. So get yourself together. And that's what I'm saying when I see Donovan. So men, get yourself together because y'all like Jadas. Okay? I know even the ones who say, y'all like that. Because all of these men were interested in Sabrina and wanted to play in her gardens because there's something about you, including Tori, that's attracted to that chaos. I don't know if it's your relationship with your mother. I don't know if it's your relationship with your first girlfriend who blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it's, but when it comes to consistent peace, there's a lot of men, y'all wouldn't be entertained by the bull. So I'm not mad at Sabrina, Jada, none of them because y'all like it. Check yourself. Just like Will Smith has to check himself. Everybody's like, Will should leave Jada. And Jada, Will has stayed this whole time. Why aren't you asking about what part of Will likes her? Y'all blaming Jada. So that's why I can't be too mad at Sabrina, because y'all all, Sabrina.
I don't know.
Until she says some you don't like.
I think it's a
Now it's
little
an attack
different
on your
situation with
ego.
Will and Jada, though, than that is with Sabrina and these two boys she's dating. When you're comparing a marriage that's been for politics and for the game for so
Well, there's more to
long.
that for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a different situation. And isn't Jada like completely like disposing of Will and like denying him and like completely leaving, like not even having his back right now?
Well, so somebody said that wasn't even a real headline. The fact that she's whatever it was, whatever headline came out, and I'm a little tipsy myself, so I can't remember what it was, but whatever thing that says like Jada was like, you shouldn't have did that or whatever, I heard that was fake news. And you know what? This is the thing, we'll never know. You know what I'm
No,
saying? We'll
because I
never
think that
know.
probably came from somebody who's a little more conservative. So anything that's conservative is fake news. So that's why it's really hard to ever really know. But I do think she did comment accordingly, which was in more of an alignment with kind of like underlining being like not associating with that. And it's like, how do you not associate with that when that is supposed to be your person that you're associating with every day? So I don't know. I don't know more. I'm not going to talk about it too much. But that's a whole
Right.
different situation. All I will say, since we're gonna not talking about streets, let me be in the streets for a second for you. You
We
need
got
to
some
stop letting
comments.
fucking celebrities and politicians get away with whatever the fuck they want without any repercussions, and
But
pretend
people
that
are not
him
going to do
going off
that.
and doing his thing and his apology, just like some politician would do, is okay. Stop letting the insanity insist into this world, y'all. Stop falling for this shit. I can't.
I know we
I
need to stop
can't.
falling for it. That's the problem. But people are falling for things all over the place. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying when it comes to Sabrina and all this. It's like,
Falling for shit.
yeah. So examine that part of you, bruh. Just like Sabrina called it. She
Bruh.
said, bruh, she said that Donovan, because if me and Donovan were homies, I would tell him this. She was concerned about you not being healed, whole, and ready to move forward. She's allowed to say that off her personal assessment when being asked.
100%.
Now, you don't have to fully believe that, but you were also into her. And now you're feeling some kind of way about her. So you don't think that needs some self-examination? This is about you.
I like to think that we usually are reflecting what we feel on other people. So I would like Sabrina to turn the mirror around and look at herself.
But both Donovan can turn the mirror around and Sabrina can turn the
Donovan
mirror around.
needs to receive it. Yes. And then she needs to
but he's not
and
receiving
receive
it. And that's why she called him a bitter baby.
But she
and that's it's not her. You're right. See?
They're reflecting each other. Yes.
Yeah. See? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
hey, I just want to first of all apologize because I don't know how much we talked about the show today, but I felt like we had a really good conversation. So Najee and B, I hope you still had fun. But I think we did tie it into the show because that's what we do, right? But we were drinking a lot of wine.
Oh, all our personal conversation and kicking it, but we're allowed. This is our show. Clifton, so let's just, because I know your time's you'll probably just disappear at some point.
I have like 2%.
Yeah, Clifton lied to Joy about expressing his feelings to Takia, about nurturing his feelings with Joy. Takia was the one who expressed feelings and had a conversation. And I don't like that. That's hard. That's why I feel for Takia. Because regardless of what she should have known and she should have been privy to, that's still really, really hard. And that's what I don't like about men who function like that is like, you owe respect to everybody that you deal with. You don't get to cut your respect and communication level off
with
because
somebody
you have
else
not chosen me.
Yeah.
So that's
100%.
how you function. And that 100%. I don't like that.
Yeah.
If you're still dealing with me and you haven't closed the chapter with your mouth and with 100%. Your honesty and your heart, like you would give your honesty and your heart to somebody you love, then you're full of it, bruh. You're full of it. Done. That's not fair. And I just not a fan of that, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Oh, thank you. That's what I want to talk about. Paul was disrespectful to Carmen.
You want to read it? You want me to read it?
Catch. His dinosaur bloated and saggy ass should have been kicked out the first night. Yes.
Yeah.
He is beyond lucky for Carmen to even look at him. Thank you for reminding me of that because I want to talk about that. Najee, like 100 trillion million %. The fact that this network has even allowed PO to stay on this many episodes, shame on them. I'm sorry. I am not sorry, actually.
Sense.
Shame on you for letting PO stay on this. He has gotten more and more disingenuous and unreal and shady and shisty with every episode. And what you're basically exalting is a shitty human being.
Which we're all
we
tired
already
of
do that
dating.
enough in the world. We already do that.
We have enough of that.
Let's hold the integrity of like what Will and Packard will, which I hope they do. I don't know them, so I mean, they could be.
I mean, Will Packard did produce the Oscars, so maybe Will Packard chooses chaos every damn day.
I think he does. He probably chooses it because he sees that the most growth comes from it, and the most understanding, clarity comes from the chaos. From someone like him, I could imagine that, and he also is entertained by it, which is usually.
And he's a producer.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
And so he knows that what people want to see. Look, we haven't stopped talking about Jada or Will and the whole Oscars thing since it happened. And so mission done.
Mission accomplished.
Stunt,
do you guys understand? This is how it works. It really makes me want to act a fool. I'm pretty much of a normal
you couldn't.
kind.
You couldn't. You'd be blackballed and blacklisted from everything if you did.
Yeah,
no. You wouldn't be able to
course.
get away with just an apology and going to some $70,000 a night resort on the beach. And come back and go back onto Red Table Talk and talk about how human you are. You couldn't do that. Will Smith can. Politicians can. Billionaires can. Just let that sink in, people. Just let that sink in before you keep trying to cancel people and judge them. Right. Just let that sink in.
There's a whole thing going on, y'all.
And on that note, I'm going to go because it's about to die.
Okay. Well,
it's about to die right now, I think.
Well, if he cuts out, you guys know I'll close you out. But I don't know who's gonna go home. I think since Tina is already out on her own, that's the elimination for women. That's it. I think we got it all. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was really fun.
And is it really an elimination? Is it really an elimination?
No, we haven't. When have we had eliminations? It's been really there was weird. Another comment that Najee left.
Thank you, B. I hope you have an amazing weekend as well. Have so much. That's a great weekend.
Real quick, Najee said Tina lacks tact or class. We've seen other cast members show up, say they're bowing out. The yoga lady, for instance, her ex wasn't that off about her reactions. Even the yoga lady, even though he was 100%. Cheating.
Yeah, Ace definitely had, but Ace did not come on.
Communicate.
Tommy didn't communicate. And yes, her ex was right about her just cutting and jumping boat, 100%. I wouldn't take it as far as saying she has no class. Like I said, I'm not a single mother working a full-time job and trying to take care of a kid.
Trying to date dudes who don't make sense.
I can't have the right to say anything like that. But if you feel that way, Najee, go off with your best fucking life.
Yeah, no, I love it, you guys. Thank you so much. This was a fun show. It was easy breezy. We're low-key waiting for this to end, and we're thinking about doing Housewives of Dubai. What do you guys think about Housewives of Dubai? We haven't seen them yet.
Possibly. Right?
However, it could be really fun, right? So we're thinking of covering that next. Now, that's going to be crazy because these housewives are wild. Oh, we lost Gus. His phone died. It's all good. Now you're stuck with me. Not go off. Yes, we be going off. It's funny. But we're thinking about covering Real Housewives of Dubai next because it just looks fun, new and different, which starts June 1st. But we're going to wrap up this season with Ready to Love, which has been really fun. We liked last season better. But this season, it's giving. We want to see Clifton and Joy do well, which they obviously are. And the rest seems a little bit inauthentic. So we want to move on. Can't wait to see the reunion for this episode. But thank you guys for sticking with us. I see a few of you guys in here. And you know what it is, what it do. Please follow me here, Jaimi Alexander on Instagram. We'll see you guys Friday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as we do the after discussion for Ready to Love. So next week, I'm guessing it's episode 11. I'm assuming they're going to go to 12 before the reunion. Okay, good. You're going to watch Real Housewives of Dubai. Yeah, we're finding something else to cover because we're having so much fun just talking and being friends and connecting with y'all and having a good time. So Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so we can see what else these Ready to Love homies are doing. Love to see Clifton and Joy doing what they're supposed to. Definitely sending love to Kia. Moving on. Tori, you gonna find your boo if you haven't already, because we don't know how old all of these tapings are. And who else? I don't know. The rest of everybody else, y'all kind of on your own. Thank you guys for watching. Love, 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 love. Yay. Good. And thank you for your interaction. I'm Jaimi Alexander. Gustavo Victor Carr. He's out. His phone died. But we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.